In order for certain Report Center reports to display data from audit information in SharePoint logs, and for certain other DocAve solutions such as Archiver to be able to take advantage of last access time for content, you have to configure the Report Center audit controller. To do that, we log into DocAve, go to Report Center, and click Settings. On the Settings tab up at the top, we click Audit Controller, and then from the Plan Builder dropdown, we're going to go into Wizard mode. First, we provide a name and an optional description. I then click Next. Will we apply audit rules, or will we be retrieving existing audit data? We're going to do both, and I'll click Next. Now we have to select a scope. We can select from on-premises SharePoint farms, and also from Office 365. In this case, I'll do an on-prem web application, but you can see I can drill down lower than that if I needed to. If we select multiple scopes of the same level, we can edit the rules choices for each individually. But in this case, I'm just going to do one web app. And for our purposes here, we are going to audit for all auditable actions. We then click Next. On the next screen is where you set up your rules for when you apply your audit rules, and also for when you retrieve data. First, for applying the rules, you can overwrite, which will remove any existing auditing rules within the SharePoint scope and apply new as if there were none there before, or you can have it append. Take a look at what's already there. If something is already being audited, leave it alone, and if something is not, and our rule that we configured on the previous screen said we need it, it will begin auditing that. We can place it on a schedule, which will tell it the first time to run. So I'm going to run this tonight at 11 p.m. local time for the first time. And then how often we want it to go and check to apply our rules. The most aggressive you can be is once an hour. If we scroll down, we can then tell it what we want it to retrieve when it goes out, and could be on the same schedule or could be on a separate schedule. But the logic is you're not only telling it to audit things, you're actually retrieving the audit data and pulling that back into a DocAve reporting database. We do this because we want to, when we run reports, not hit the live SharePoint servers and pull from the audit logs live. That would create a little bit more overhead. So we retrieve on the schedule, and then Report Center uses the data in the DocAve reports. I can retrieve IIS logs from the front-end web servers. I can retrieve the IP address of people who have connected, if that's something that I find valuable and I want to be able to report on that. I can even retrieve information about deleted site collections. And you can only do that from the web application level because the web app remembers what site collections were there and content databases and so on. We can also tell it to clean up the SharePoint audit logs periodically if we choose to. And for functionality such as what we have in DocAve Archiver, where it can detect last access time for content and sites, we can tell it we want to be able to retrieve that as well. Again, we can put it on a schedule. What's the first time we want this to run? I'm going to do the same one I did a moment ago, 11 p.m. tonight. But maybe this one will only run once a day. So retrieve data once a day, but apply the rule once an hour to make sure the rules are as we want them to be. We click Next. Our last screen here is an overview of all the choices we made. Down at the bottom, if I click Finish, that will save my plan and it will begin running according to the schedules that I set. So we'll click Finish. And there is our new plan.